Thank you. Frame 18. Mark Williams to break.
And an immediate tempter for Stephen, but he hasn't really got the angle to get around the back of the black if he takes this on, so he might be just trying to dislodge the red near the black. Tough shot though. He might wish he hadn't tried it now.
Yes, most players in the game would have just played a straightforward safety shot, but Stephen, when the pressure's on, sometimes tries to pot his way out of trouble.
One.
As you can see, there's 4 loose reds. So it's an early opportunity for Mark Williams to score a few points here.
Three. Four. Nine.
A sigh, another bad kick.
Mark Williams, 9.
But this time, I got a kick here, you see, just dragged and went completely offline. I don't think Stephen can pot the red, so that's the only thing in Mark's favour. He may be tempted to take this cut to the middle.
One.
He is such a fantastic potter, this Welsh wizard. But it's a little bit too risky to take the yellow on. Quite easy to play a good safety shot off the green, but is he going to roll up to the yellow, or? No, I think the green's the shot.
Mark Williams, 1.
Not a good shot from Stephen. Perfectly straightforward safety shot. Shouldn't have been anywhere near the brown.
One.
Mark took a chance. Isn't on a colour. But he could put Stephen in trouble down there off the brown.
Brown wolf. Mark Williams, 1.
Well, he may be tempted here. Stephen knows that Mark has a red he could take on into the right corner, and there's a little gap there between the green and the reds that are near the pink that he could just take the cue ball through. It takes a good shot, but it's a possibility. He spotted something on the cue ball, so just having it cleaned. He's just coming around to size up the gap between the reds and the two reds and green. Very important shot, this.
He'll not be taking that one on. It's far too risky.
He's going to be okay for a moment there. I thought that red was going to come back up the table and stay over the corner pocket. But I'm not sure if Stephen can get through to a red for the left corner pocket up by the yellow. Well, as you can see now, there's no path for that red. And there's four reds up the other end of the table now. It's a sort of frame that the players don't really like to get involved in, but it's going to be very, very tense.
Well, it's not easy for Stephen to get the ball back to the cushion again without hitting it hard, and this red could possibly go past the green to the middle, and I don't think he'd be leaving a lot should he miss it. But it's an extremely difficult pot, and it might be more attractive than the safety shot. There's a red just to the right of the pink also that is on, and that's tough. Played in such a way, Dennis, that he wasn't going to leave a real easy pot.
So now the one he missed there almost finished over that corner pocket. And if Mark does take anything on to that right corner pocket, it's very, very difficult.
He's got the angle off that cut to come between blue and yellow and down for the green or black, but he needs to get the red in because there's a red there awaiting Stephen, perhaps if he misses it.
He's got away with it, I think. Very fortunate to cannon the yellow like that. And there's little pieces of luck like that are priceless at times. Could quite easily have left all sorts. Well, that's added even more interest to it, the red going over the right centre pocket. I don't think Mark can see enough of that. Well, I do believe he's just going to try and nestle on this one. This is risky. The white could go in the pocket.
Foul. And a miss.
That was such a risky
Stephen
shot.
Hendry, 4.
I think he should have given that one a little bit more thought.
Thank you. Quiet, please. One.
I think Stephen played for a red to the right corner alongside the pink, wanting to leave that one over the middle till later. Now he's got to avoid the reds and the brown and whatever in that corner to get good position. And not a lot of choices.
Four.
That's a good pot. That was very awkward bridging to get over the red that he's now going
6.
to pot.
Seven.
I think he's okay. He almost covered himself for the brown, but no problem.
Well, if you've just switched on expecting to see the Friday night armistice, it is planned to bring you that programme after the snooker, but of course it will depend on how long the entertainment of this excellent live final continues.
Stephen just running out of position.
11.
There's still one that you'd have expected him to get normally, but these aren't normal times. Overcut it. And time for Mark Williams. He's got a cut to that far corner. Just as difficult as the one Stephen took on.
Well, if Mark Williams was nervous during the semi-final, he's not showing any nerves out there. That was a fantastic pot he pulled off. And if anything, Mark Williams is probably looking a little bit more relaxed than Stephen Hendry at this stage. No.
Mark Williams, 8.
But he's got away with it. He's covered it.
I don't know where he's going to find a safe spot, Dennis. It may have to take a double on or something similar.
You're absolutely right, Ryan. If he takes the double on, it doesn't go in. Going to leave that red on. But he may have no other option, as you said. Now, here we go. A double to get him out of trouble.
Or deep into trouble. And it was a very fortunate Mark Williams that got away with that bad shot just now. How often we see that? A bad shot doesn't cost you and produces you this kind of chance.
Eight. Nine.
I think Mark just tried a little nudge on the two reds
16.
to bring them into play. He knew he was always going to finish on these two by the brown.
17.
But he's still going to have to disturb those two reds by the pink
19.
if he gets that far.
20.
He's left-handed, so the red that's near that right corner is the right side of the table for him. It's too difficult to try and attempt position off that red, so knock a colour safe here.
Mark Williams, 25.
was looking up. I think Stephen can get through to this red. There you see it.
Great pot. He's on the black, but not as he would have liked. I don't think he can get onto the last red. So he'll have to play the snooker, try and get that cue ball behind the black. He's got the green there to help him out. And he's moved the brown as well.
Stephen Hendry, 8.
We've seen some power play from Mark Williams, but he's got a surprising delicacy of touch at times. That was a lovely shot. I think Stephen can hit the red, but not, well, nearly full. Maybe he could go for the pot. If he doesn't fancy the safety shot. Tall order, though.
Make your mind up time. If there's a half a chance, he'll take it on, and he just can't quite decide. Tension at the Wembley Conference Centre. He's nervous again, that's for sure. Settling himself. Here we go.
So close. Now this time he has covered the path to the red. But if Stephen hits it off 2 cushions full in the face, he could well push it down towards the blue and the brown and the yellow, I was going to say. He didn't get it full. 21 points in the lead, Mark Williams. And most times you'd expect him to knock this one in.
Has he come back far enough? He needs the yellow again when it's respotted.
White.
And he's having the cue ball cleaned. I think he's okay, but he's quite close to the yellow, but if it's dead straight he should manage to pot it. That was just a little bit of tension there that caused him not to screw the cue ball back a little bit further, but there's no
3.
problem.
Can he get far enough down the table to the green?
5.
He's 26 points in front, so made absolutely sure of the yellow. But the balls aren't set badly here. A chance for a snooker if he's with the blue and brown there, if he slips up. There isn't now. He's never been in front in this match. Twice he's gone 3 frames behind. Stephen Hendry will have to find all his inner strength from his 6 previous
8.
Masters
And
victories.
the frame.
A tremendous roar by this Wembley Conference crowd. They always wanted this, now they've got it. It's 9 each and everything to play for.
Well, remarkable. It'll be only the 5th Benton Hedges Masters final to go the distance in its 24-year history. And in fact, it's taking us back to memories of the very first one, which was played here. It was played in the West London Theatre, and it was John Spencer playing Ray Reardon, and that went even further to a re-spotted black for the first ever trophy. Weren't many people around today, John Parrott, forecasting this?
No, it's a fantastic performance from Mark Williams. He looked like he was going to go home. He's got his nut down, played fantastic. From you know, 9-6, 9-7, 8-9 all. He's done marvellous. It's a great test of character for him today, and he's done really well.
What can go?
Well, it's circumstances that make champions, and these circumstances, this is all your hours of practice, all your dedication, you know, all your application that you put in. 9-9 in a major tournament, this is where you find out when, you know, your technique stands up to it, and whether, you know, your mental reserves do, and we're going to find out in a minute.
There's a great contrast, I think, between the two players. Mark Williams, no doubt, the biggest day of his snooker life. He's only 22. And as for Stephen Hendry, he really needs this one to restore that confidence. He knows he can play, but he hasn't been playing like it.
No, and of course this will kick-start his season. We've said that before, and it'll give him a lot of confidence. And, you know, quite rightly that both players have left the arena there just to go out and collect their thoughts, because, you know, they'll both be out there and they actually don't stand next to each other in Cuba, and I assure you, you'll just be like, you know, somewhere else just collecting your thoughts. You won't speak and get yourself ready.
Well, I was talking about those finals to go the distance, only 4 previous to that, and Dennis Taylor in the commentary box, remember one, 87, Dennis?
Well, David, I'll answer you when the crowd quieten down, but it's difficult to quieten them here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please. Can I please ask that you give both players the credit they deserve in this final frame?